Hello everyone, it's BlueFusion here, and welcome back to your fourth tutorial on WorldEdit. And I'm back on the MegaCreative Server, and we are live. If you were wondering, the IP will be on the description, and I'm going to be getting a few login messages. Ignore those. I have chat disabled right now, so but the login messages are not disabled. So yes, again, the MegaCreative Server is live, so if you want to join and test out what I'm about to show you, then you can feel free. The IP, again, will be on the screen. So let's go ahead and jump in. Today we're going to be learning about brushes. And by far, brushes are probably one of the most important things you'll learn while using WorldEdit. And in my opinion, is something that, well, at least I use very often when I'm building. It's such a convenience, and I'll be showing you why. So, to use a brush, you have to have one of these tools in your inventory. The brushes are not command-based. They don't use you don't use commands to work with them. Well, you use a command to originally set them, but I'll get into that in a second. So you use a tool. So you can choose pretty much any of these tools. I would advise not choosing the wooden axe, just because you use that for other things. So just choose a tool. I'm going to choose a diamond axe for now, and then your brushes are use the /brush command. So if I use /brush, or I can use /br as a shortcut, but I'm just going to use brush for now. So the first brush we're going to be using is sphere. So we're going to use brush, sphere, the block ID, or the block name. So for now we'll use stone, and then the radius. So for example, we can do 3. And it says sphere brush equipped, and it says the radius. And this allows me to almost paint the item I selected. So since this is a sphere, when I right click, as you can see, it'll paint the spheres onto the ground. And this is really nice for almost anything, really. Creating walls, creating roads. I will be getting into some more applications of WorldEdit. That's going to be the next part of my tutorial after episode 5. So this one and one more, and then I'll be getting into some applications. So after we've learned everything. But for now, I'm just going to be showing you again the theory behind the usage. So as you can see, this allows us to basically paint what we want. And as you can see, wherever I right click, pops up a sphere. And if I want to increase the radius can be increased up to 5 on brushes. So as you can see, I can now paint these much larger brushes, which is very, very nice. Now, as you can see, I can kind of create some kind of mass structure thing. This is a lot of times where you see, like, I use this often to create islands. I've created islands on the survival world, and this is very, very nice to create those as well. So yeah, also good for creating mountains and stuff. So now let's get on to some of the more brushes. So again, you can always keep the same brush in your inventory and you just switch it. So for example, if I grab, say, a diamond pickaxe, I can just rotate between brushes. So when I give this brush a command, which I'm going to be, instead of sphere, I'm going to be using cylinder or a CYL, and then I can again use the type ID. I'm going to be using, let's see, let me use wood and then 5. Actually, yeah. And so this will make a cylinder that's 5 by 1. And the thing with cylinders is you can adjust more than just the radius. So you can see I'm just creating one high cylinders, but I could also create something like a 10 high cylinder. Oh, it's a 5 as a maximum. I forgot. I can also create things like this that are 5 high, and these are really nice for. Well, I mean, I often don't use the cylinders. The spheres are really what I use the most, and then the next one. But this is how you can use the cylinder brush command. Yeah, and then as you can see, I can switch between them all I want very nicely. And there's no hassle in switching. And the final brush that I'm going to be showing you is probably, again, the one I use the most along with the sphere, and that is what is called smooth. Now, as you can notice, our little our little structure we have right here is not the most perfect with the land. It doesn't exactly look it looks pretty man-made, and there's actually a really easy way to fix that. So by using brush smooth, I could just use 5 because you want it to be pretty large. I could hold down right click, and as you can see, it's going to completely smoothen out the territory. So the region I'm hovering over. So as you can see, as I kind of make my way around this place, I'm holding down right click right now, and I'm able to smoothen out this area. So it looks a bit less world edited, so to speak, and it looks a bit more man-made, or a bit more natural. So it looks a bit more natural. As you can see, as I make my way around, holding down left or right click, it just becomes much more smooth. And you can do this a little bit. Beware if you're making mountains and stuff, your mountains will get a ton smaller. As you can see, it's already gotten a bit smaller. Just be aware of that. The smooth command will decrease the size of whatever you're smoothing out. And that's basically how you use brushes. In a nutshell. Again, I'm not going to be getting into the applications of using these commands in this episode. That will be saved for a bit later. Probably after the next tutorial, I'll start getting into how you can use these to build cool things and kind of some of the tips and tricks beyond just the basic commands. But before you get into that, you need to understand the basics, and this is basically how you use the brush commands. Again, you can have multiple different brushes in your inventory. Say I want a sphere or a smooth one that's like a size 2. I can also have this, and I can rotate between the two. So again, just make sure you have a clear understanding of this and make sure you're ready to go. If you want to practice, you can feel free to log on to the MegaCreative Server. Again, the IP will be on the screen. You can grab yourself a 145 by 145 plot and just experiment and play around with it. Again, WorldEdit is free. You don't have to purchase it or anything. It comes with it right when you log in. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have learned something, and I'll be back with you next tutorial. Bye.